This HAN Network video is brought to you by Carl Chevrolet.
Let's talk wrestling at Norwalk High School. Dave Stewart joins me. I'm Rob Adams. We'll let these guys introduce themselves. I'll start right here. Who are you?
Franklin Ceron.
Job Fernandez.
All right, Franklin, let's start with you. Tell me about wrestling at Norwalk High School. What's this team like?
I would say it's a good experience being on a team. It's very friendly. Coaches are really nice. I just think it's a good experience in and out, all of itself.
I like that. The coaches are really nice when one's standing right next to you. Good call. Dave, over to you.
You know, gotta ask you about just how does this team stack up this season?
Well, this season we're comprised of about 50% returning wrestlers and about 50% first-year wrestlers. So that's a decent mix. It's good for now and it's good for the future. And I think that we will only improve as the season progresses.
Yeah, what makes Franklin a captain material?
Well, there's certain qualities that you look for in a senior leader, senior captain. You, of course, want them to be dependable. You want them to be committed. But there's also a certain level of integrity that you should possess, and I think Franklin possesses all of those qualities.
He also likes video games. What video games do you like?
I like games like CS:GO and Dota.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me what that game's all about.
Dota's more like I guess a 5v5 PvP. So you play against other players, and the same thing with CS:GO, like more strategic games.
Now let's bring it back to the mat. What are you going to wrestle at, and what are you looking forward to? Set a goal for me.
I'm wrestling at the 180 weight class, and I plan on beating most of my opponents, and I plan on placing on the Shelton tournament and hopefully placing at FCIAC and hopefully going to state opens.
Sounds like a good plan. Where do you see this team ranking? You know, how can this team get above the Wards and the Danburys? You know, how do you see that all playing out?
Well, mostly just confidence. They gotta work hard during practice, make sure they try getting the technique down, try not to rush things, but just have confidence once you go on the mat. Even if you lose, just leave it on the mat. Don't worry about it. Don't let it get to your head. But just don't be afraid to wrestle your opponent no matter who they are.
Dave, that just answered your question why he's a captain. That was a great answer.
That was a great answer. You know, the FCIAC is so tough with Danbury, teams like Danbury, Ward, Trumbull, things like that. I look at that as a plus for a lot of teams. Do you see that competition as being a big plus for you?
Absolutely. Even when it comes down to just one individual wrestler, you want to be competing against the best because that's how you're going to improve. The same thing is true for an entire team. Having teams like Ward, like Danbury, sets the bar very high for any team, and we look to aspire to get to that same level. The secret to their success currently is that they have very rich, very big youth programs. And we're very lucky that we have one of our own currently that is doing extremely well and that are doing fantastic things.
Always helps to have the numbers and the kids coming up through the pipeline.
Gentlemen, good luck this season. Have a great season, and we'll see you down the line.
All right, thank you.
All right. The wrestling team joins us here at Norwalk High School. Happy to talk with them. Best of luck to them on the HAN Network.